Hey, it's been a while since the last one. I think I always say that, but in this case, it's been a while since the last Minecraft one, or the last video in general. I guess I don't know. It's always like something. It's never that it's not never, but it's often not because I'm busy, but because I get hit with a weird lack of motivation or whatever, where I just find it hard to make the time to make videos in relation to other things that I would otherwise be doing. So I just haven't made any videos in a bit, but I want to go back and continue my Let's Plays, so I will be. I just don't know. I need to, like, get back into the groove of making videos at some point or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But I'm happy to be finally making a new video on this series because I know people really like it and I really like it. It just takes me a while because, I'm one person and I'm not using world edits, so it's all just by hand or with like basic fill commands, so it can take a long time sometimes. I know I could probably try to figure out world edit or something if I wanted to, but I'm stubborn, I guess, so I just keep doing it my own way, even though it takes longer. Anyway, uh, there's a lot of reasons why this took me a while, but I'll probably go over that as I get to stuff. But I thought I would start in the map area here so you can actually see. And sorry, I started walking around and talking as I was starting the video there, but you can see the progress I've made in comparison to the last video. But if you haven't seen the last video or you just don't remember the difference and don't feel like looking back, I will of course be showing everything I've done. But as you can tell, some stuff isn't done, like this looks kind of weird and this all wasn't done. And obviously all this white stuff is not done. But I'm getting a lot closer to finishing Southvale, and I have a cool idea for when I finish it. I can't remember if I've talked about it in videos before, but I'm gonna head over. I'm actually gonna go to the apartments first so I can start by, because this is where I had stopped last time. Oh yeah, first thing I did, well not first thing I did, I actually did this pretty recently. I used chains to be the wires connecting all the poles. I think I saw something like this in like a Hermitcraft episode or something at one point, and one of the Hermitcraft videos or something like that. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. I wonder how that would look in my own. And yeah, there is some weirdness because of stuff like that where I just kind of made it go through and hope no one would notice too much. But yeah, I went back and added it like everywhere, which took a little bit, but it wasn't too bad actually. And I think it looks really cool, honestly, so definitely worth it in my opinion. But trust me, that was not the biggest time sink of this. Also, sorry, I'm getting a bit sidetracked here, but as you can see from that inconspicuous daylight sensor there, if I set this to night, this door opens, which personally I think is pretty neat. Oh, also, in case for anyone who has not seen the community post I made about it like a while back, because I don't expect that many people are actually seeing these, and also some people might be totally new to this channel, because I know a lot of times new people end up finding my channel through these videos because they do really well compared to everything else for some reason. Anyway, I got a new shader because I wanted to update to the new Minecraft version. As you probably saw when I was in the map room where I was using the copper grates there, there's a lot of new blocks that I thought would work really well for the map. So when the new update came out, I wanted to update. But Optifine does not have a version for 1.21, and I really wanted to still have access to shaders. So I'm using, I think it's sodium instead. So I have all the different versions of this new shader. That's the shader I used to be using. It doesn't work in this version or this shader program for some reason. I don't know why. I could not get it to work, so I'm using this one instead. I did edit the settings slightly, so maybe when I release the map, I will give like my recommended shader and shader settings and texture pack stuff that I'm using. Not that it's needed. My hope is that this map could be enjoyed completely vanilla, but yeah, this is how it looks. I'm not going to be using it for the whole video just because I don't want it to get too laggy because I don't know how Optifine can be with that, but it might actually be okay. I'll definitely be taking pictures with this to post on my Tumblr afterwards, as I was posting this on Tumblr before I was making videos about it, so it's only fair to continue doing that, but to get the vibe. It's definitely, I think it's a bit more, it's a bit darker, a bit more ominous maybe, but honestly I think that works. So yeah. I just thought I would show how that looks in the video, but I swear I'm gonna get to showing the new stuff. I just have a lot of things I want to talk about because it's been a while and I feel like there's been a lot of developments, so to speak. Oh yeah, okay. Last thing I'm gonna mention, I think that's like a new thing, or like a plan, future plan type of thing, is after I finish South Vale. Okay, actually, there's two things. Sorry, I just remembered another thing as I was saying that. After I finish South Vale, I'm planning to make a video where I basically do sort of a no commentary thing, which would be great for people that are tired of hearing me yapping about whatever the hell this is the whole time. I'm gonna do a no commentary thing where I do basically a tour of the entire Southville area with the shaders, and I'll just walk through and explore the whole place just to give people like a taste of what's to come when it's finally in a state that I want to release it. I don't know if I'll do something where I set up the page for it on Planet Minecraft or whatever, wherever the hell I'll release the world, and I'll first release, because I think you can sort of update it, so to speak, by releasing other versions later, because obviously people do that with stuff like mods, so I imagine it's similar for worlds. So if that's possible, what I might do is when South Vale is done, I'll release an explicitly work in progress version that is all of South Vale, so that people can at least explore that much of it themselves as well. And then I might like update it to include a whole finished area every time I finish an area, or I'll just release the whole thing all at once when it's fully done. I don't know what people would prefer. If you have opinions on that, feel free to say so. I'm curious, honestly. I might even make a poll about it, but I mean, I'm not there yet, so I'll worry about it more when I actually get there. But I would be curious to see what people would prefer in that regard. Uh, the other final, hopefully actually final thing, before so I can actually continue on with showing all the new stuff because there's a lot of new stuff. Is I realized there is actually a way for me to create a lot of the Silent Hill 4 and 3 locations that I originally thought would not be accessible in the map because they aren't in the town itself. But because I made the hub area, I realized I can have teleports to locations that are not on the main map. And I already have ways that they can connect up to the main map. And the idea came to me partially because of some stupid teleportation fuckery I had to do in one of the areas of this map, which you'll see when I get to it. And I was thinking about stuff to do with the Otherworld stuff, and I realized like there's already going to be stuff I'm doing where things are not directly accessible in the main town itself, where it's going to be kind of weird. I mean, most notably with the Otherworlds, where they're obviously going to be in another dimension or underground or something, or however I find is the easiest way to build them. And so I realized I can have, say, a teleport to Silent Hill 3 locations, which, of course, I'll eventually have something within those Silent Hill 3 locations that lead to the inn, which I'm going to be showing later, so, no peeking yet. And with Silent Hill 4, of course, every place you visit in Silent Hill 4 connects back up to your apartment. And there's already 2 locations from Silent Hill 4 that I was planning to build because they're in the vicinity of the town itself anyway, so I might as well do the rest. Anyway, that's I think all I wanted to say about that. I'll actually start showing you new stuff. I'm sorry, yeah, so much. I'll probably put like a timestamp to when I in the video for people to skip past all of the talking if they just want to see the new stuff and don't care about my future plans. But I also like to be open about my ideas. So, yeah. First off, with the apartment here, I'll talk about that building later. It kind of ugly in my opinion, but look, it's as close as I could get it to the thing. Well, you'll see. I don't remember how much of this was here. You can kind of see it there, but I know all that stuff is new. So I'll get to that. But yeah, we got this whole area here. And I believe I did take a quick peek at my previous video, just check. I don't think this was all done. I don't think I had the hole in the ground here. But yeah, it's a nice little sloping down side road with a big pit and all this stuff. And interestingly, there's a little area here that actually is a staircase that leads back up into this area up here. All these weird little buildings. So yeah, it would probably lead directly in there if there wasn't a gate. So that's kind of neat. I do actually find it very interesting to build out this whole place and see how things connect together. And I feel like I know the layout of the town way better now as a result. And this is the first new stuff I had built. I still like this area, honestly. Like, there's not much to it, but it is cool. It's just a kind of cramped little side road with all these buildings. And this is the wall where you see Laura sitting up there, and you encounter her for the first time after the apartments. This is supposed to be, you know, the wall art, the art she'd drawn on the wall, but obviously I can't replicate it very well in Minecraft, so that's the bit you're gonna get. And yeah, it's interesting seeing repeats as well sometimes, where I swear, oh yeah, this building and this building. I didn't just do that like to save space or be lazy, I don't think. I'm like 99% sure that there actually were just it was basically they just copy pasted the building over in the actual world, which I think is kind of interesting cuz it makes it easier on me because then I don't have to spend time figuring out how a building is supposed to translate because I've already done that work. So I just do it again. I just rebuild what I already built. Sometimes I could even technically use the clone command if it was in the same, if it was convenient enough, but I always forget the clone command exists. Anyway, this does not go any, well, it does go up to the thing here, but it's not accessible, so it's just closed off. Oh yeah, I also have maps because I was updating maps as I was working, so don't worry about that. But yeah, we have a little tunnel under the road here, and this leads out into the park. Which this was the first major area I was building. This took me quite a while, especially for reasons you will see soon. So yeah, this area, I really like the little gazebo there. I think that, oh yeah, you can kind of see I'll talk about that when we get there, don't worry about it. This gazebo, that's why you use pressure plates for that. This gazebo, I think in the trailer for Silent Hill 2 Remake, you can see a gazebo over the water, and I'm wondering if they took this gazebo and moved it out over the water, like into that area. But I don't know if it's if it's that, or if this one also still exists, or if they just changed the layout of the park completely. But I don't know. I'll be honest. I haven't been paying super close. Well, not. I've been paying attention to remake stuff, but I'm not like waiting with bated breath or anything. So I don't fully know. Anyway, this ain't about that. This thing is kind of neat. It's like a leaf bridge. I mean, leaf tunnel, even. Held up by these. Like, I don't even know what it was in the original. But that's basically what it looked like, I guess. Also, these were like little statues. Oh, I thought there was one on the other side too. I guess I'm tripping. Yeah, this is like a little statue. So I just made that to look like a statue. And Oh, maybe there was like another statue here? No, okay. I was losing my mind, I guess. I swear, all this stuff, I always feel like there's so much more than there actually is. Because it took me so long to make it, and then I go through, I'm like, this isn't even that much. Or feels like it's not that much in comparison. So yeah, here's the water. I wish it could be smooth out, but see, when I was doing the world painting stuff, I didn't have a height map or anything like that, so I had to kind of just guess how things were supposed to be. And I knew there was supposed to be a slope down here, but the actual slope that I had just wasn't right and it wasn't enough. Also, the fact that the map had the land going out past where the park was shown to be, when obviously it's not supposed to be like that. So I had to, terraform stuff. But the natural water level is, up there. So when I terraformed everything out, the water was several blocks too high. So I had to do some basically terraforming for the water to try to make it gradually slope back up to its natural height without looking too weird. And I still think it looks a little weird, but trust me, it looks way better than it did at first. And also, I think that first layer used to be farther back. I must have messed it up somehow, or it actually was just always there. But I think when you use the shader, it is pretty much hidden. Okay, you can still kind of see it, but it's you don't really notice it, so it works a lot better with the shader. But yeah, that is one unfortunate thing where if I could redo this whole thing, I would make sure that the water level was appropriate for this section. But the thing is, I feel like there's sections where the water level would feel weird if it was lower, so I don't even know, but sorry. But yeah, this is I did the best I could do, so I didn't want to have to try to change the entire ground level or the entire water level overall, so it was the best compromise I could make, and I think it works. It's no one's gonna lose sleep over it except for me. Not aside from that, which as you can imagine took me a very long time. There's not a whole lot to say about this area. Got this little pier here that's not normally accessible. Can get real close to that. I swear that used to be farther back. I don't know. I must have messed with the water when I was doing terraforming stuff. But I don't really want to fix it because it took me so long, and if I have to touch it ever again, it'll be too soon. Anyway, going back to the actually interesting stuff. We have more of the park here. Well, it's actually interesting. It's just sections of park that I don't have a whole lot to say about because it's not that exciting. Oh, this is where the other statue was. Okay. Yeah. Not, um, yeah, not that much to say about this bit. I like the park. I think it turned out good, aside from the weirdness with the water. Also, I think that this part is for some reason like shorter than it should be, at least compared to the game where there was room for like a whole building here and stuff. But I don't know. Sorry about that. But I think it's fine. Sometimes details will be lost because Minecraft is not perfect one-to-one scale. I'm okay with that. As you can see, the road stops here. I haven't built that out yet. That's going to be the next part I'm going to do. I think in my old video, or previous video, I should say, because it's not, it's not like this is replacing it, it's just an addition. In that video, I had thought my next milestone would be building the hospital, but, no. That will be probably the milestone after this one where I'll build up that stuff. And once I get through the hospital stuff, I'll make another video. And then, gosh, I don't know why I have this annoying cough. I might have to retake stuff. Blah. And then, after I get done with the hospital stuff and the bowling alley and Heaven's Night and that area over there, I'll do the Historical Society and the prison and the boat launch. And I guess maybe also go across and do the hotel. Or I'll do the hotel later. I don't know yet. But anyway, once I get to the point where I feel ready to make another update video, I'll make another update video. And then I'll go and do sort of like touch up, clean up stuff, like building out boring terraforming sections and adding in stuff in areas where there's nothing there. If I feel like there should be something there, like, you know, the entirely inaccessible section of the town that's down that way, I believe. I'll just put whatever there that I think looks decent. And then I'll make my entire walkthrough tour thing. And then I'll start on the next, major section. And I'm talking like, the entirety of South Vale is a major section. But yeah, also before I continue on to anything more interesting, sorry, I keep stopping at, yeah, that's definitely terrible with that. But yeah, I got this section around here, which as you can see, nothing too crazy here because this is not supposed to be accessible in the normal game. So I just kind of built stuff here. I honestly might put stuff along this side road as well because it feels weirdly empty to me. There was nothing marked on the map with red wool, but it looks like there should be stuff here. So I'll probably go back and just build some dinky little buildings here or whatever. Oh yeah, you can also see, I'm just going to show this because no one will probably ever see it otherwise. I have the cords go across here and then kind of just hang over the edge. Just because I thought that would look kind of neat. But anyway, not important, just sharing it because it's a random detail no one will ever notice. I guess I'll show the inn first, even though I actually didn't build this until very recently. I think it looks pretty decent. Got the second floor bit. Most of this is not accessible, but that part is. Also, I really like how this sign turned out in particular. If I can get a screenshot incorporating it, I probably will. I guess here is the one from the room you go in Silent Hill 3. Technically, I could have done something where all of the rooms had a room like this one, but I'm lazy, sorry. So this is the only one you get. I did include the bathroom that's not accessible though. I just made a little bathroom, so you get that as a bonus, I guess. I know, so exciting. But yeah, I like it. Originally I would have had to have it so you had to teleport into here because the thickness of these buildings is very small. But I realized that I could just sneakily build it out here and then just, hide it in there and nobody would know, except now everybody knows because I showed everyone and told them explicitly that it's not like that but in the game, but shh, don't worry about it. Don't think about it. It's fine. I will be getting back to that later. Just trust me, it's better to save it for last. So yeah, before we get back to that big monstrous thing, this is mostly a lot of buildings, which again, I noticed there's a lot of, I mean, I guess it's kind of accurate to real life, honestly, but there's a lot of buildings on these sections of streets that I'm going to be covering where it's basically the same building, but with a different color palette. Or it's a very similar building, so you'll notice some distinct styles of buildings, like these ones and these ones. and these ones. And I swear, that's not me being lazy or something. They are legitimately like that. Oh yeah, this street is kind of neat because it's a street that slopes up a little bit. I don't know why there's, the road along here like this, and then on this road it stops. It was just like that, and originally I was just gonna have it keep going anyway, but I was like, I guess I'll get rid of it, be more accurate, but I don't know why it just stops. Anyway, we got, as you can see again, some distinct styles of building, which, I mean, I'm not gonna complain about because it makes it easier for me, but yeah. I'm assuming there's something you find here, but I don't remember off the top of my head. Also, I had to do more terraforming here, but honestly, I think I'm getting okay at terraforming. I could maybe thicken up that bit a bit, but I don't think anyone's even gonna really notice that much. But yeah, we got some nice terraforming along this bit, which I will be continuing that section when I get to the hospital and all that, so I didn't continue it all the way. I also started terraforming there, but that's gonna be something I do when I'm doing my cleanup, finishing off stuff at the end when I'm done with South Vale and I'm ready to make when I want to make that video. I'll go back. I'll come back around this way after. So yeah, this is this street. Again, a lot of this stuff's not too exciting. It's just me building out streets, but I'm showing you them anyway for the sake of it. Just kind of quickly. Because I mean, it took me a while. I gotta have something for my efforts. But again, like I said, lots of very similar buildings. Also, some of these are kind of interesting. They're like covered in the same stuff that those are made out of. I thought those were kind of neat to try to figure out. Oh, also, I went very crazy with these trapdoors. As you might have noticed, I redid the design of these to be entirely made of those trapdoors because I thought I looked so much better than what I had before. So yeah, you're gonna see a lot of those, like a lot, everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. But yeah, also this building, where there's technically only supposed to be one of them, but this street was slightly longer than it should have been for some reason. Like when I was trying my best to build everything to scale, there was extra space, so I built I built some extra stuff, including the second one, but I don't think anyone really noticed that much anyway. Sometimes I have to fill in spots or exclude minor stuff because of weirdness of how the streets turn out, so yeah, it's surprisingly normal, but it's never been a major problem. Oh yeah, also this part, I replaced the iron trapdoors with grates. I think it looks pretty good. Also, if you fall down here, you can hop on this to get back up so you're not totally stuck. I think I added something like that on this one too, yeah. That being said, you can still, fall down here. That actually made my stomach drop for some reason. It's weird. Oh yeah, and of course this just connects back up to this area here, which we've already seen, so I won't bore you with a repeat. There's nothing new there except for me adding all the wires, so just boring building stuff that ends here. There's an interesting barrier here, though. I don't really know what the deal with this is. And this stuff, this entire section is unknown, inaccessible, so I'll just do whatever the hell. I don't know yet. Figure it out. But also, buses. They're not very good. They're bad, but again, I just made them for seeing at a glance, not for using, so it works well enough. Lots of weird building stuff. So many weird buildings. Oh yeah, this one's kind of neat. Where it's partially covered, but part of the actual building is still visible. So I had fun with that. Don't know why I said it like that. But yeah, there's a lot of this over here. Also this little weird barn looking thing. It's really long for some reason. But again, I'm just building it as I see it. It's this bit where there was like planks on the roof, so I tried to replicate that the best I could. And on the wall, up the wall there. AMC core. Don't know why that one gets to have a title. The big old building. And this was a very strange thing. I don't know what it's supposed to be, honestly. Maybe some kind of storage thing or something. And then we start getting to the point where there aren't really buildings anymore. It's sort of the outskirts and got like little lumber thing, a lot of trees starting to show up, and this sort of like burned down shell of where a building used to be, which is kind of interesting. And yeah, this ends here because I didn't bother building any of it out yet. But when I do clean up stuff, I'll be building that all the way down probably, just for the sake of it. And again, yeah, this stops here because I didn't want to build that street all the way down yet, since I will be doing that next after once I'm done with the vid update and all that next time I work on this, which is kind of exciting because I'll be doing a triple whammy of bowling alley, Heaven's Night, hospital, and the hospital's gonna be interesting because it's be the first other world that I'll be building, which is kind of crazy to me. But yeah, that's all I have to cover, except for the Baldwin Mansion, which I literally almost forgot existed, which is why I didn't mention it in the last video, because I forgot about it. But fortunately, I remembered. So you get to see it. And hopefully I didn't miss anything, because this building is kind of ridiculous, as you will see once I explore it. So, yeah. I mean, I think the, poor things. Oh, I forgot that. I'm gonna replace that, because that's going to bug me forever if I don't. And I don't care if people see me replacing it in real time. Anyway, as I was saying, I think this area is pretty neat. Also, as you can see, some of the windows are accessible and some are not. This isn't actually accessible in the game, but I didn't bother to block it off because it's not a big deal. Just got a nice little area here, nothing too crazy. I don't know why this part gets to have grass when nothing else does. I guess I just didn't feel like killing off all the grass. So, in we go. I actually quite like this entrance hall, and I got to use some of the new paintings here, which I hadn't even seen yet, so I think that helps, because there's a lot of paintings in this place. Yeah, I like this little chandelier. We've got a door that isn't accessible, but technically we can go into the room behind it, but you have to go around. Room's not accessible. Not accessible. Pretty sure this one leads into the garage. Maybe that's why it's like the only one that has a different door in the entire house. I don't know. And also, I'm gonna just go up here quickly so you can see this neat little balcony, which we will be revisiting. But the first room we'll be going to is here, which, as you can see, has a teleport. Because this place gets a little weird, and I needed to use teleports to fit everything nicely. So, I apologize in advance, because it might get a little confusing to navigate. I'll go that way later. This was not accessible. That one is accessible, but I'm actually going to go up here first. I want to show this sneaky little area. Which I believe this has a puzzle, but I thought it looks kind of cool. So, yeah, just a sneaky little secret zone hidden in this fireplace. Which I wanted to make it accessible, so I used the trapdoors for that. Also, there's a lot of candles in this place. I think most of them were placed because they're actually have candles or whatever in that area, but some of them were just because there was something there, and I was like, well, I need light here, so I'm just gonna make it candles. That one's not accessible, but we got a cool staircase. It's a very cool place. As you can see, more paintings as well. So I can just go up here to what I am. Leads into a little hallway here where we got a few doors. This one's not accessible at all, but I'll be going here first. I'm somewhat following the path you kind of have to take to progress through, but here we've got one of these, which you saw before, which fun fact, this literally opens into nothing because there was no space. So, yeah, you can see outside here, and don't worry about that. Here, and I believe there's something important there, so I won't break it, but it is a little weird. Again, like I said, even with all the teleporting, this place is a little funky. So yeah, we got hallway here, got this kids room here, which as you can see is another teleport. And this is supposed to be a closet, I think. But yeah, I like this one. It's kind of cute with the little sky-themed wall and ceiling that I feel I did a poor imitation of. And accessible. This goes up to the attic. And that's why there's a weird staircase bit here. Or a dark oak bit, because it's a staircase. So you got this attic, which you can again see outside, which I like making it so you can see outside when possible, because it helps make it feel like, you know, you're actually in the building. However, you will see there are some windows where I could not do that. I mean, that, like in the kids' room. So. I feel like I'm either talking too much or not enough. I can't tell. Well, not that I mean, there's sometimes where I feel like I'm talking too much, and sometimes I feel like I'm not talking enough, but I can't tell if I'm doing either. Anyway, here's an example of windows that can't look outside, unfortunately, but still a cool looking room regardless. And I tried to make it so the windows had light coming from them still, at least, even if they don't go outside. Weird little fireplace type thing. I don't know. Let's go anywhere. This connects back up to this hallway that we were already in. So I didn't go through it before. That goes downstairs. I think the rest of these are inaccessible. Yep. Like I said, it's a bit of a confusing place, so if you have no idea where we are right now, I can't blame you, because I'm not even sure if I remember. That goes somewhere. That does not. That does not. That does not. Most of these, only like one door actually goes anywhere. Oh yeah, this leads like all the way around back this way, and I, again, couldn't make any of these windows actually look outside, sadly, but it's okay. And yeah, we're in a weird little kitchen storagey bit. Go down this way. Another staircase, which I will get to. But first, coming through here, got a little library type area. Door that doesn't go anywhere. But I think there's a cutscene that happens in this room. It's a bit smaller than the actual room, though. This leads all the way back here. We basically went in a big circle, which is why I didn't go through that door before. And this would lead out into here. But the door is not openable from either side, so I just made it so that it doesn't work. But yeah, those two technically connect up, in case you know, were a bit confused about where the hell we are. And yeah, neither of these work. It's a dark, spooky hallway that doesn't go anywhere. And then we have a staircase that also does not go anywhere. So with that in mind, I'm gonna go back and go to this staircase, which goes all the way down. Oh, more doors. Goes down to this spooky tunnel. Well, it's actually a pretty well lit tunnel, but it's a little spooky, I guess. And this goes all the way up here. Which leads out to this weird little building, which leads into the apartments in a one-way trip. So now you have to get out a different way. But of course you can always just do. Never mind. How do I leave? I don't think this through. And now we're out. So yeah, I feel like maybe this video is going to be longer than I think. I feel like that was really short for all the time it's taken me, because it has taken me so long to build all of this. As you can tell from how long it's been since the last video. But even if it doesn't feel like a lot, I am certainly making progress, and I'm very excited for when I finish the last of South Vale. It'll be very cool, I think. And yeah, I think after I finish this video, once I'm rendering stuff, I'm gonna take some cool pictures and upload those. So yeah, I don't actually have anything more to say. I've been yapping on this whole time, and I think y'all deserve a break from my yapping. And so I will end this one here, and hopefully I'll be back to make some other of my Let's Play videos soon. If I can also stop randomly feeling like I have to cough, that would be wonderful. Because I want to continue the Silent Hill 2 one. I want to finish the Lunacid one. And I want to continue on with the ideas I had for other Let's Plays. The problem is I always have so many things I want to get done, and it's just sort of making time for everything and deciding when I'm gonna do things. So I'll figure it out. Anyway, I'm actually done now. You're free. And if you actually did watch this whole thing and are still here, thank you. I appreciate it genuinely. I really do like making stuff like this, and I'm glad that there are people out there who actually enjoy hearing me talk about this stuff and make this stuff. It's a little surprising, honestly, but I still appreciate it a lot. So thank you, and have a nice day. I'll see you when I see you.